नमस्ते दोस्तों, द देसी एडिट टॉक्स में आपका स्वागत है। She is a PR powerhouse, a TEDx speaker, and a woman who ran 100 miles to prove that fitness is power. A Pinkathon Ambassador, award-winning communication leader, founder of She Dares, and the Sari Library, and above all, a single mother rewriting what strength really looks like. Welcome, Sonia Kulkarni.
Thank you so much, Meenal. And I must appreciate your venture, your initiative, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So thank you for having me.
It's lovely having you with us, Sonia, and thank you for accepting the invitation. I'm really impressed with the profile, and it's really inspirational. So let's talk our discussion, and let's give more thoughts, more ideas to the women, especially watching us.
Yes.
Right. So I'll start straight away with my first question, since I'm very impressed. Okay. I
You're
want to
very
know. I just want to know, what's your power mantra?
So honestly, for me, power is all about being consistent, being disciplined, being focused, and not letting anything deter me from my objective in life. And I think we all have that. We all need to just recognize the power that we have.
True. So you ran 100 miles from Mumbai to Pune. But honestly, अगर मैं पूछूं, किस चीज़ से भाग रही थी या किस चीज़ की तरफ भाग रही थी?
I love this question because coincidentally, it's also my 10th anniversary of the run. I did the run in 2016, Mumbai to Pune. It takes me back to those days. So really, so to speak, while there was a lot happening, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो रही थी life में, but the run was more to prove to myself that I can be a better version of who I was, and I still had not probably achieved in my life, and it was more towards running into that goal. And what began as a journey of self-realization has helped me to become who I am today.
And what a way to prove it to yourself.
Yes, totally.
So अगर फिटनेस नहीं होती, सपोज आप मैराथन में पार्ट नहीं लेती, इतना कुछ नहीं करती, तो क्या होता?
तो फिटनेस हैज़ बीन पार्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ, बट एज आई सेड वो इतना कंसिस्टेंट या इतना गोल ओरिएंटेड नहीं था. पहले भी मैं शादी के पहले भी करती थी, जिम जाती थी, लॉन्ग टेनिस खेलती थी. बट all of us at any point in time, while we have beautiful bodies, हम हमेशा उसको accept नहीं करते हैं the way it is. So you're always struggling. And कहीं फिर शादी के बाद, after marriage, you forget yourself. So, you become a mother, you have children, you tend to ignore your health. And if not fitness, of course, I would have been functional, because somewhere at the back of my mind, I know I have to be, I have to be healthy, I have to fit. But today, because of fitness, it is a daily thing for me. So I think that's the difference. What would have been on paper, today I'm living it on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Very beautiful way of living your life. So what is behind your success story today where you are? That's something that people cannot see, Sonia.
For success for me is not about, achieving a particular thing or, running these 100 miles. Well, of course, it's a journey. And I always say even success or happiness is a journey. You choose to, live in those moments. But what people don't see is that you're rebuilding yourself on a daily basis. They don't see the struggles. They don't see your tears. They don't see that you can get overwhelmed and you're very alone in that whole, process or journey. So for me, today I really want to use this, opportunity through your platform to reach out to women especially, to be sensitive. It's very easy to judge. It's very easy to write off a person or look at, the good clothes or, your social media posts and say, oh, isko to kya hai?
She's lucky.
She's lucky. She has everything, But even portray that takes a lot of courage.
Correct.
Like today I have come here with a lot of things happening back home.
Yes.
But I chose to be here. That itself takes a lot, because you have to constantly prioritize something or the other. And even in your mind, you're overthinking it. कि जो मैं कर रही हूँ वो सही हूँ कर रही हूँ. There is a lot of baggage you're taking it forward. So I think that is the main challenge for all of us, I guess.
True. And that starts with you.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Because if you understand what you're going through, you're not lying to yourself.
Yes.
Then you won't lie to others.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. And this thing that you're saying about lying to yourself or to others is the most important thing. Because first and foremost, you accept what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
You also accept that this is not the end of it. You know, you will come out of it. It's only your own self that you have to keep talking to. It's yourself versus yourself. There are people, there are judgments, there are opinions, but don't let that overwhelm you, or don't let that deter you from what you can be or what you can do. I think that's the most important self-talk that you need to keep having regularly.
Absolutely, absolutely. So do you think growth के लिए pain बहुत ज़रूरी होता है?
So honestly, I would say pain is not mandatory. You know, it's not I'm going to say, oh, give me pain, so then I have a turning point in my life.
Yes.
But obviously there's going to be pain. What is most important is the awareness that fine, I'm going through this, and beyond that awareness that I have this acceptance that, you know, हमेशा हम लोग बोलते हैं why me, मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है, मेरा तो सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा था, but you know, भगवान ने ऐसे क्यों किया. मैं उल्टा बोलती हूँ कि भगवान ने आपके साथ ये किया क्योंकि आप कुछ और हो सकते हो यहाँ से, आप और निखर के आ सकते हो, आप और उभर के आ सकते हो. So you know, I mean, God forbid, and I also tell my clients professionally, if there is a crisis, don't get scared. You know, use it as an opportunity. Likewise, pain helps you to introspect, helps you to be a better version of yourself, because it's only with that pain you will be able to understand yourself more wholesome, and you will see where you are. Like, I can see myself in the last 15 years journey where I am today, and I always thank the people who gave me that pain, that if it wouldn't have happened, I was in a comfort zone. कि शायद मैं ये 100 miles नहीं कर सकती थी, शायद, you know, I wouldn't be here today talking to you this, because I was very comfortable with my life.
Yes.
That shake-up was important, and at every time that shake-up, it's not कि 15 साल हो गए तो अभी कुछ नहीं,
खत्म हो गया.
होता है, बहुत कुछ होता है, but go with an open mind.
Yeah. Need to reinvent yourself.
Need to reinvent, need to introspect, learn from it. हमेशा हमारा ऐसे attitude रहता है कि I'm the victim, मैं ही struggle कर रही हूँ, तो मेरे साथ ये गलत हो गया. पर ठीक है, गलत भी अगर हो गया तो उसमें से आपकी क्या सीख है? You know, what can you learn out of it? Can you look at it in a third party way and say, could I have, you know, behaved differently? Could I have reacted differently? You know, now I see this कि अगर ये मेरे साथ, you know, होने वाला है या कोई और चीज़ होने वाली है, how maturely can I handle it? You know, detaching myself from an emotional reaction to being a little more calm and, you know, composed than being chaotic. You know, so that also understanding comes over a period of time. Only if you introspect and analyze it. You know, you reflect.
Yes.
There are a lot of times I have seen कि बहुत रोना धोना होता है. You know, I meet women, I meet men, I meet so many people who get stuck to the fact कि ये मेरे साथ हो रहा है. But अभी ठीक है, हो गया, आगे क्या?
आगे क्या?
You know, move on. Right. That is what life is. You keep moving on.
Right. And especially we've seen it with women more, like the victim mentality. Sometimes if it's not even there, right? It is there a lot of times, but a lot of times it's not there because we are giving it more importance to that side of our life than what is good with us.
Correct. Absolutely well said. And you know, Meenal, when I went through a situation in my life, I went through my separation, divorce, and it was quite daunting, very overwhelming. You know, I'm sure a lot of us go through this. But thanks to my father and thanks to my elder son, I realized that, you know, we are not born to be victims, right? We have a higher purpose. When we were born, or, you know, our parents, you know, chose us to be born in this world. So is that the only reason we've come here? To feel victimized? Whatever has happened, whoever is fault. I also have learned that two people can be right.
Exactly.
You know, your right is your right, but I try to force my right on you, saying that यही right है, आपका गलत है, तो ये कैसे चलेगा?
Yes.
Secondly, that's when I realized that I have to drop 2 words from my dictionary: victim and struggle, because that's not taking me anywhere. I can cry waking up every day and say, I am a victim, मेरे साथ ये क्यों हुआ, somebody has been unfair, but that somebody has moved on, doing great. And where am I? मैं तो वही रो रही हूँ.
Yes.
But today, when I look back, and today when I also look forward, and I say that with this attitude, and of course, I've gone through a lot, has helped me channelize my energies, my fitness has really driven me to this point. I can take anything head on. You know, I look at myself in the mirror and say, go, get dressed, bring it on, you know, drop the world. And every day I tell myself this when I get out of the house. no matter what.
Lovely, lovely. So if I were to ask you, what is your very short definition of a strong woman?
So for me, strong woman is not someone who stays broken or who capitalizes on the sentiment of being broken. For me, a strong woman is someone who refuses to stay broken, who irrespective of everything rises like a phoenix. And I've seen that with all the women around me, whether it's my grandmother, my mother, my aunts, especially one of my aunt who lost her husband way early in life. She stood rock solid. My mother, who has been a guiding force, raised 3 daughters. My father was always traveling. My sisters, in spite of the challenges. And now I see that in my nieces. So women around us are so powerful. We are invincible, but we need to recognize that strength.
Yes.
So I think for me that strength is important, which comes from your inner re-engineering. You don't need therapies. You don't need you talk to one another. You sort it out. As in it helps you feel better. And there's so much life has to offer you. Life is magical. So I think that for me is a strength or a strong woman.
Do you also think that strength also comes from understanding other women and supporting them?
Totally. You have touched a point where I always say that it's only a strong woman who builds another strong woman can build a stronger community. Women don't have to feel insecure.
Yes.
I always talk to people. I see the women in my house who come to help me, whether they're my domestic help or, women who work in offices or even in the salon. They're so strong. They're focused. They're only in their work. But the minute you start comparing yourself with somebody else and you say, she has a better life or she has a better house or a husband or, home or car or children, is when the problem starts.
Yes.
Because you're not confident within. You don't have to look out. You have to learn to be content with what you have and obviously better that.
Yes.
Right? And then, I also say, because I worked in the corporate world before I started on my own, the so-called gender bias, we always look at the men, saying that, but it's about equality. And the equality is not only about men and women, it's also women to women.
Yeah.
A lot of corporate politics or pressures come because women are not able to work with women great. Like I've been fortunate, but I have seen insubordination or peer pressure or that support. I mean, hello, you're a woman, ideally you should understand me. If I am going through a perimenopausal situation, and if you don't get it, and you're going to, talk behind my back and say, iska kuch to gadbad hai. And I'm looking forward to that support, or at home, with family or with close friends.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I'm taking long to answer this, but
that's
it's very
fine.
important to make this. So when I was going through my separation, so-called very good friends suddenly disappeared because they don't want to be seen with someone who's been abandoned by a husband or who's been separated from a husband, and they just wanted to be the fence sitters. And they also were passing judgments. Then I realized one fine day, so why am I getting bothered? Are they paying my bills?
Yes.
Do their opinions matter? If you're paying my electricity bill or my housing loan EMI, then by all
that
means,
makes sense,
by all means say, but
Yes.
you don't have a right.
Yes.
And why am I getting affected? Which means they were really not my good friends.
Yes.
But today, after many years, after 15 years or so, they've come back to me, some of them, and said, we're sorry. And I said, I don't need your sorry anymore, but at least now learn to be sensitive.
Yes.
At least reach out to somebody, that someone might need that help. Normalize this conversation. It is happening all over. It is nothing good, bad or ugly. It is a part and parcel of life. It's happening with me today, it can happen with somebody else. So I think that shift has to come in.
Yeah.
That don't get intimidated by strong, independent women. We have our own struggles.
Yes.
And as a woman, you have to be sensitive to, whatever she's doing. Each of us has our stories.
Different struggles.
At least think for a moment before you react or create a judgment about this person, or reach out and ask, can I help? Or why is something not happening? Why is it not happening?
Yeah.
It's very easy to gossip and label somebody. So, these are the challenges. And I hope we have a more sensitive, softer approach towards, each other. And I think because of Pinkathon, because of my running, I have become more accepting. I think a lot has opened up for me also. So, yeah.
Amazing. I think ये messages ऐसे हैं कि हर किसी फीमेल के पास पहुँचें और उन पर कोई एक 1% 2% भी असर हो जाता है तो you'll be able to see a change in the society.
Yeah, look at your own potential. You have
Exactly.
so much within you.
Yes.
Maximize that.
Everyone is
channelize
blessed.
that.
Yes.
You don't get the minute you cut off that conversation, you will yourself blossom.
Correct. That's true. So let's start talking about your fitness journey. I just want to know your tips.
Yes.
What is your fitness routine?
So again, as I said, Meenal, it's all about consistency and discipline. While of course a lot of us have goals, we want to wake up and run, or do high rocks now, or go to the gym. First and foremost, very, very important, as women, the early we start taking care of our health, our fitness, is the most important thing. Not just, of course, I always say that a fit woman is a fit family, is a fit society, because what a woman can do for herself, the children are imbibing, everybody is watching you. But most importantly, it's about, we are all, I don't want to use the word aging, but we are growing, and there are a lot of hormonal imbalances that are happening thanks to our own emotional issues. And if you don't take care of your health, if you're not working out regularly, if you're not having a good protein intake, your nutrition is not right, you are going to see a lot of changes, right? It's going to damage you. The only way to is start early. I also say that while you may have big goals, break it down into something which is, it's like, live it.
Achievable.
Every day, consistently.
Yes.
You cannot go to the gym. You feel 1 hour is too much. You feel you can't run. At home, you do. There are times when I'm traveling. I may not have the time. I do workouts at home, and I break it. 10 minutes you're in the kitchen, you're making chapatis, do your squats. You go to the washroom 5 times a day.
I do the same.
Do your wall push-ups. You will feel so good about yourself. At the end of the day, when you go off, when you're on your bed, you're sleeping, you will feel good. You will realize. So that is very simple thing that I always not just talk but live by example.
Absolutely. So if that brings me to the next question. You see a lot of social media influencers talking about ये खाओ, वो खाओ, ये seeds खा लो, ऐसा खा लो, protein, of course protein is very important, but ये fruits खाओ, new brands coming up every day, and people, it's like flooded right now. The social media is flooded, and especially for females, and especially those who are working, it becomes a struggle to understand what is right, what is wrong. So do you have any guidance for such women who are just blindly following, everything, like आज ये खाना चाहिए, कल रागी, परसों ज्वार, आज ये seeds.
Because I think people don't want to take time to invest in themselves. They just want to go with whatever is easily available, shortcuts. Also, I say every phase of your life, it's a process of unlearning your body and relearning. Like I did that last year, as I said.
And every body and requirements are different. Right?
And last year I realized that I'm in this perimenopause phase, and my body is overwhelming me. मैं समझ ही नहीं रही हूँ क्या हो रहा है. मुझे I used to always feel अरे मुझे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, मैं तो भागती हूँ, मैं तो gym करती हूँ. But it hit me like a tornado. Then I took a pause and I said, maybe it's time for me to respect, this whole process. Go to an expert. While I do follow very basic things, whatever is natural at home available, but there are times there can be deficiencies because everything you're not able to, you're not able to, gather for you. So best is, if you don't understand, go to an expert. I would definitely suggest that. Of course, people who are experts also say ki homegrown, seasonal, it's important. Yes, that is most important, but even then, understand where are the gaps, what's the deficiency, and always be with somebody who is equally invested in you. ये नहीं कि आपका पैसा लिया है और भाग लिए.
Exactly.
Who will stay with you to help you achieve from a very health-oriented point of view what you need to be. And I have seen that change in the last 1 year from where I started to where I am today. There is a beautiful change, transformation happening. Very slow, steady, but it is giving me a lot more, confidence about, because I said, if I have to see myself 20 years down the line, how do I see myself? So that's how I really started focusing on it. So while influencer reels are of course good and important,
sometimes
because they
helpful,
also come with,
of course,
they also come with a lot of knowledge.
Correct.
But I think go to an expert if you really want to take that step of investing in your health. And expert advice always makes
a lot of sense. So ज़्यादा hurt क्या करता है? लॉन्ग रन के 10 किलोमीटर्स या सोसाइटी का जजमेंट?
Oh, what a question. For me, of course, I enjoy running. So, and 10 kilometers के बाद तो run खत्म होने वाला है. There are days, there are good runs, there are days where
जजमेंट खत्म नहीं होता.
Judgment खत्म नहीं होता है, but do you want to be part of that race? Yeah. 10 kilometers you choose to be, and when you're very well trained, you will get your PB.
Right.
When you're not that trained, it may be difficult, but you'll still enjoy that run, right?
Correct.
But judgment is something I personally say don't even bother. Because किस जजमेंट के साथ आप how much you keep facing it.
Correct.
So I think just not let yourself get affected. Move on beyond the judgments, move beyond the labels. Because today the only person who will judge you is person who's insecure, himself or herself. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would anybody judge you? Yeah. And you cannot stop yourself thinking, I'll be judged like this, तो मैं क्या करूँ, मैं करूँ कि नहीं करूँ.
Yeah.
Then itself you're starting.
And one day you'll realize you just lost that that energy.
You lost so much of yourself.
Correct.
You know? Correct. Because you can't just please everybody at every point in time.
Yeah. Fine. So fitness, how did it help? उसने आपके decision making को कैसे change किया?
I think, as I said, it just opened up. It just completely opened me up. For me, fitness or working out or running is very, very meditative. If I don't run today, if I don't work out, I realize, my day is not going well. Because that's the time, it's a me time. I talk to myself, I connect to God. I'm spiritual, I believe in God. I know there's a divine power. I listen to my mantras, or I chant my mantras. Or whatever thoughts I have, I structure it well. So for me, fitness is no go. I mean, everything else is secondary. But so that is what it really helped me. It calmed me down. So in fact, there is this joke my children have. If I'm getting a little stressed out, I say, "Mom, please go for a run." So you'll be fine.
Wow.
Better that. It also helped me not just become positive. But it also helped me to come out of this whole emotional fatigue, overthinking, feeling कि अभी there is an end to everything, क्या होगा, all of those things that really I think bog all of us women down. It also helped me to live my life in the moment. Just be in the presence, enjoy it. It's about here and now, because sometimes even running is very unpredictable. Like when I was doing my Mumbai-Pune run, I was all prepared, all set for it. And in the second day, I changed my shoes, thinking, I'll wear my new shoes. And that was a mistake. And I got horrible blisters. So it was very painful.
The bites
and there was a moment I could barely even forget run. I could walk, and the tears were streaming down my eyes. And I'm telling myself, why this? I remembered my son. He said, "Mama, you have to complete it." My father had just passed away some 3-4 months before, and as if he was watching over me and giving me that strength. And he said, "You're going to do it." And after the run, of course, I completed successful, and then I was getting someone to break those blisters. And I said, "Okay. Next time, no new shoes. I'll be better prepared."
Yes.
So this is what that acceptance. Which हो सकता है. It's not scripted, but you kind of be prepared.
You kept on running.
You kept on running. You kept on feeling that strength within you.
So motivation ज़्यादा काम आता है या discipline when sometimes, as you said, that you feel like giving up.
So
very emotional.
Of course, both are very important. But if it is motivation versus discipline, it's always discipline. Because motivation is like your cheerleader. But if you don't take action and if you don't stay consistent, then it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
So while both are equally important in life, because I think most importantly, it is the self-motivation. You may not necessarily have everybody and constantly telling you or cheering you up. Beyond a point, it is your own self-motivation which will help you cross the hurdles. But beyond that, it is discipline. So for me, discipline is number one.
So you have to shut yourself up and
you have to
just
shut
get
up
up
noises.
And start
you
running.
Have to, you have these little monsters in your head which will tell you, "Abhi mat utho." Abhi, you can sleep for an hour.
बहुत हुआ है मेरे साथ.
You're tired. You've just, you were like the other day I was caught up in a 12-hour jam.
Yeah.
So you were in a 12-hour jam. So aaj running mat karo. But then I said, let me sleep, let me recover. I'll go for a late run, or at least I'll complete my step count. So that is the discipline which is required for all of us.
Right. So be at it and keep doing it no matter what.
Yes.
Whether you're slow, fast, just keep going ahead
and enjoying it.
So let's talk about your personal life a bit. I hope you don't mind.
No, that's absolutely fine.
आप एक single mother हैं. सिंगल मदर होने की सबसे टफ रियलिटी क्या होती है जिसके बारे में सोसाइटी आपको प्रिपेयर नहीं करती है? लाइक एवरीवन टॉक्स अबाउट या शी इज़ अ सिंगल मदर, ओह वाओ शी इज़ हैंडलिंग एवरीथिंग अलोन एंड एवरीथिंग. व्हाट इज इट समथिंग which they don't tell you about, nobody prepares you about, and you get to know yourself?
So I think no one wants to be a single mother. I would rather say single parent. You know, I don't want to be just focusing, because a lot of men do also struggle. You know, we don't really talk about their struggles, and you know, none of us get married to divorce, right? We all get married to hoping to be successful in marriage. But when the choice comes, and when there is no respect or love or trust or integrity, is the time when you take the decision to move on, and you're not prepared for it. It hits you big time, and there are no parenting guides. There are no family or friends who are even telling you about it, because A, you're always being watched, and B, you're judging your own self to begin with, and you're in denial. True. And secondly, as a single parent, you are like, as a single mother, you're not just a single mother, you're a double parent. You know, especially when your children are small, you're trying to protect them, you're trying to give them everything, you're being with them on occasions where you know that the other parent is not going to be there. You're also going to give them a pep up. You don't want them to be negative or toxic. It's a lot. It's a lot of things that you need to face on a day-to-day basis. So obviously, as a mother, as a parent, it's for lifetime. But as a single parent, you take on a lot more on your shoulders. Mentally, emotionally, physically,
and you keep judging yourself
and
all the time.
And not only that, there are times when I have conversations with my friends or sisters, and they're all like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You're single. You don't have to be, bothered about what your parent, your spouse is saying, or you don't have to be bothered about, accountability." But hello. I mean, while it looks very, fun and glamorous, there are times when I have to do everything all by myself.
Yes.
Right from calling food and stuff on your app, to ensuring that the electrician is coming and doing things, going for admissions with your child, pepping him up for his boards. They are into some situation, they are into puberty. You may not be strong enough that day because your body is giving up, but you have to obviously, put that at the back burner and be there for them and show up. Most importantly, keep showing up. You cannot wake up and say, I cannot do this because I'm a single mother.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. And I always keep having these conversations with my children to keep normalizing it. But there are times when they say something to you and you have not even realized that angle, because how they are thinking or orientation is changing.
Because they are growing up, their way of looking at things is different.
And just like, very recently I had this conversation and with my elder one, and he's going to be 22, and there are things he wanted to know about life, about marriage, about, how it will be, and then you want to keep up the hope, and you want to make him feel that, you have to have the tenacity to go through this. It's not ki chalo it's not working out, so you just leave it at that. So you have to give it your best shot. So even that, then the question is, but how did you what made you take this decision? So you have to face that truth also, at times. So there are a lot of things you feel you're prepared for, but it just hits you very, very unexpectedly.
Especially the questions coming from your kids.
Yeah, from my kids.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to make them positive about life, marriage, and relationships.
Situations, because like when they were in school, there was bullying.
Yeah.
And it was very unfair. But they would come back to me, especially my younger one, and he would cry and he would ask me questions because somebody said something to him. And then I had to tell them that don't take it personally, because they don't know.
Yeah.
Because they also coming from a position that they can say this thing to you to show you their strength. But it's very unfortunate, you give it back to them and you say, I enjoy 2 holidays, I enjoy 2 gifts from my 2 set of parents. I can be here and I can go there. So make it fun, make it look like as if they're really missing out on something. And you help them to pass that phase in life, because you don't want them to carry that emotional baggage. And I also feel the way you present yourself internally and externally, a lot of time that itself sets the ball rolling.
So do you feel that society single mothers को, as my earlier question was, बाहर से तो applaud करती है but पीछे से बहुत judge करती है. Have you faced such instances? I say comments.
Oh yes, all the time. Not so much now, because I think now they have started accepting it, and rather I would say they started respecting it. They've seen the journey. A lot of them
Now
come
that
to
you're
me
at a certain level,
and they feel, they want to follow be a
The
role
path,
model. They might be
yes.
going through some situations that they're in, but as I said, the judgment was always there.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad that it's always the women at fault.
It's always the women.
Why? I mean,
Yes.
have you even tried to figure out what is the matter? But no, and I would really say that applause is very temporary, right? Well, we all want validation, and we always seek validation. But given a point where I want a fake applause versus their judgments, I want neither. I'm very happy to be on my own, and it's the choice you make. If you feel lonely, then you're going to be lonely. If you feel power in that solitude, you will find that strength, right?
Yes.
So that's the choice you have to make very, very consciously, because you will lose yourself at one point in time.
Yeah. So what exactly do they, like your sons, talk about marriages? If at all they are talking about, relationships, and now they are grown up. How old are they?
My elder one is 21 and the younger one is 15.
Okay. Wow, grown-ups, yeah?
Yes.
So how are they talking about relationships? Looking at your situation, not that it's very bad, but whatever you've gone through, are they against it? What is their psychology?
I think that's the beautiful part, because when they were very small and it happened, I think it happened about almost 15 years back. In 2026, and I obviously tried to protect them, and they were too small to understand what's happening, and I kept building up that hope. But at one point in time, I realized that I am keeping that positive attitude, I'm keeping that hope, but a lot of things are being spoken to them which is negative, which is toxic, which is not necessarily in the right way, and brainwashing them, and then they start asking questions. But even then, even through that conversation, my only point was that I am not going to paint anybody else in the bad light, because whatever somebody has done.
Yeah.
But we are moving on from here with a lot of respect and positivity. Secondly, I always knew that as young boys, they're going to grow men, they're going to have women in their lives, they're going to be having relationships, they're going to obviously get married. So I don't want them to
Have that
carry
scar.
this with them, that if things don't work out, then the marriages break. And so I kept that positive. In fact, today when anybody asks me about marriage, I always say, please, it's a beautiful institution, you must get married, you must have that experience in life. There's a lot of work. So I tell them there's a lot of work to keep the marriage going. The compromises, the adjustment has to be from both. But the foundation of the marriage has to be on mutual trust, respect, understanding, love. There is no ways that you can compromise on these things. So they understand that. The other thing is they openly talk about dating, relationships. In fact, I'm very surprised, though they are Gen Z and Gen Alpha, when they talk about these things, they come across as serious, they come across as committed, they come across as somebody who wants to stay invested. And I think I'm very proud that I'm able to bring these values into them. I'm able to inculcate this, and I think these are my small victories. That I'm
Do you
raising.
think it is coming from you in the sense that they have seen you struggle, they have seen you being on your own and how it is to be lonely, right? So they understand, right, that if you're in a relationship, you stay committed, or you be serious about it, and you be more giving.
And
lovely.
Also, they see the strength, right? They see the strength. They learn to respect women. They learn to respect, girls of their ages at a very, very young age. We have conversations, mature conversations. They come to me and say, Mom, why don't you date? Or why don't you now? It's high time. We are grown up. We can take care of the things. It's time for you to now, focus on yourself. What's stopping you? Things like that. Or when they see me, very busy at work, they will say, take a chill pill. The burnout is too much for you. Just go for a holiday. Prioritize your mental health. They talk to me like that.
Wow.
Of course, we have our share of fights and fun, and sometimes I have to remind them that I'm your mother, because both of them are like these tall boys, they're literally looking down on me, and I have to stand up on a chair to see eye to eye. But it's fun time.
Yeah.
The only reason I think we can enjoy this because we are very open about circumstances, about situations, about even now when they go to their father's house and he's married, remarried, we talk about it. We say it's a blended family. You need to respect, because obviously the attachment to the father, the love is very much there. And thanks, because I've had the grace and maturity to maintain that.
Yeah.
And they understand where I'm coming from, because I don't want them to carry any conflicts and
because you're having conversations with them.
Yes, because I've seen people, families, children just broken, and whole lifetime has gone in this. And it's very important to maintain that mental, emotional equilibrium for them. Because if I start looking broken and upset, and I start looking negative, and if I start, talking things which are not in a very nice way, it is impacting, right?
Yes.
So it's very important to, reorient yourself. It's very hard.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things. See, again, I said divorce is not the end. It's the beginning of a very new dimension of your life. And as a single mother, as a parent, you're always going to be a parent, and whether the other party, your spouse, and you may not even talk to each other, but in certain joint decisions of the child's well-being, education, career, certain life, emotions, because they're also going through a lot. You have to handle it, together. And I have taken that effort to ensure that communication, irrespective of me being not treated well, me being disrespected, but I always said that this is not about me. This is about my child. He needs us to be, handling this together. We may not be sitting in the same room, but at least my child knows that any point in time, I need my dad, I need my mom to come and, help us out or talk to or handle a situation. They will come. And I know I have taken that step forward. I know I have made it easier for them. And I can say this very openly because a lot of us don't think like that. Because we are sitting on our sorrows.
Yeah. You had a choice. You had a choice to keep cribbing or to make them positive.
I'm being treated like this. मेरे साथ ये हुआ है. But I mean, that's the past.
That's the past.
And I think somewhere God has been kind to me. I have
got a blessing in disguise.
I can help I can really put this out for my sake of my children.
So your one precious advice for a single parent?
I would say, don't be hard on yourself, because that's what we tend to do. We are very, very hard on ourselves day in and day out. One is loosen up a bit, the world is not ending. More and more people are getting into situations like that. So, don't look at the world as if the world is watching you, even if they are, big deal.
Yeah.
Secondly, while you're a single mother, single parent, and you'll always continue to be, that doesn't mean the life is over for you. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Go out for that drink, go out for that solo trip, go for a girls trip, go for a movie. If it means that you want to be in another relationship, have an open mind. The scars of the past should not affect you. It's important because everybody has their own priorities and objectives, but there's nothing wrong. If you feel you want to restart your life by dating or having a companion or even marriage, it's perfectly okay. Because ultimately, even it's your life, right?
Exactly.
And nobody is going to be there to, come and help you out. When you're alone at 3 a.m. in the morning and you have no one to talk to.
Anxiety attacks.
You have anxiety attacks, and then COVID happens, and then you suddenly feel that the world is ending.
Yeah.
What do you do then? And we're all young. It's not like, and this is also one life we have, right? We all say, एक ही life है, एक ही life. हमारा भी तो एक ही life है.
Yeah.
So we should choose our path of happiness. We are entitled to that. Yeah. While we worry about our children, while we worry about society, while we worry about parents क्या सोचेंगे, family क्या सोचेंगे, but they will be there. They will understand. Maybe not immediately over a period of time. And the most important thing is, don't go on this guilt trip. that's not going to help
Yeah.
you. And third and most important thing is reach out for support. It's not possible you will be able to do, while we want to be superheroes, it's not going to be possible. We are not competing. I was facing this when my children were small in school, because of course, there are women who have their own priorities in life. Some of them choose to be home. They're wonderful homemakers. But that does not give them the right to also judge other women who are working, and have other priorities in life. And I would also then say that, it takes a village. Like today for me, my mother and my Didi at home, she's with me for 23 years. They became my solid support. I also say that if they were not there, I wouldn't have been here I am. So I did not shy away from taking that support. I didn't want to pretend कि मैं तो सब कुछ करूँगी. If I don't have time to cook in the morning, yes, I will ensure my children take very healthy food. They take food from home. But I have somebody who cooks well for them. Why not?
Of course.
I don't want to be this whole self-deprivation, sacrificial woman saying, मुझे cooking भी करना है, मुझे 4 बजे भी उठना है, मुझे खाना बना के office भी जाना है.
Do everything alone,
and
superwoman.
Are you getting a certificate? The same children who grow up, they don't care.
Exactly.
Of course, I remember.
They are the ones who will ask you, why didn't you get it from outside?
Exactly. Why you
Yeah,
you would rather, I'm saying, take that call.
Yes.
And it is totally fair.
Correct.
If suppose you have to go to the school and you don't have, call up a friend and say, today I can't go for the parent-teachers meeting. Can you please jot down the notes for me. Yeah. Or like somebody, like a very good friend, I have to travel. On my Facebook, because I posted something, so she writes to me on the Facebook saying, I really feel so sorry for your children, that you're always traveling. And I wrote back to her very nicely and said, I so understand your empathy. Next time when I'm going, I'll leave my children with you. Because you're feeling for them, you take care of them. I have to travel, do I have a choice?
Lovely.
So, you have to handle this with a lot of elan, I would say, and grace.
Yes, of course.